One of those projects I've really enjoyed is sheep farming. Farmers, try out sheep farming, you will not regret. I'm Grace Bwogi once again from Bwogi Farms. Are you new to our channel? Please do not forget to subscribe and do not forget to click on the notification bell to alert you every time our videos are loading. I'm so excited about sheep farming. Sheep farming has that silent money that comes in. The prices are more or less like for goats. But most farmers are not yet aware of sheep farming, and all they think about is endigatazina katali. The sheep don't have market, but sheep have market. They have a silent market. Are you one person who enjoys eating mchomo? Have you tried out eating sheep? The mutton, it is so tasty. It is so soft. It has that clean fat on it. So among the topics of discussion we are going to discuss today, the few individuals that I've seen that have started sheep farming, they are struggling on how to look after the lambs, the babies. How best can you look after the babies so that they can mature very fast and they can reach market weight within no time so that you can be able to sell them off. Some of you may wonder, when I tell them I sell my lambs at 6 months, not 10, not 12 months. At 6 months, I'm already churning out. They are ready for slaughter. Their meat is just tasty, guys. I don't know, those who have tried them out, you can check, you can give us what you have to say in the comment section. We are always ready to read. So first things first. When babies are born, you are supposed to care for them. Give them that utmost attention. TLC, give them that TLC. They should ensure that the mothers are in good body condition. They are secreting some milk. It may not necessarily be milk. It is colostrum. That colostrum is very key for any lamb that is being born. Even if you find yourself that the mother is refusing to feed, please get some of your boys, let them hold the sheep, and position the lamb for it to feed on that first milk, which is colostrum. You all know, in all my previous videos, I've told you how important, how key colostrum is for your lamb. Basically, without colostrum, it means you are going to raise a very weak lamb, which may die any day, guys. Which may die any day. So ensure colostrum is a must. After these lambs have been born, and you have given them enough time to bond with the mothers, maybe after a day or two, ensure that you pour some iodine. In our shops, especially in Uganda, they sell iodine. It is a liquid, it's a brown liquid. Get cotton, pour some little bit of iodine on the umbilical cord. Why do we pour iodine on the umbilical cord? We are reducing the germs that may be passed on from the ground or anywhere else through the umbilical cord because it is still wet and can take in any germs. Actually, usually when you see a number of your babies, especially lambs and kids, having diarrhea on the farm, most of the time they could have taken in germs through that umbilical cord. So if your hygiene is very bad, iodine is your only way out. But if your hygiene on the farm is really super, you don't need to use iodine, guys. When these babies are born, some farms, especially my farm, I usually take them to graze with the mothers. But it's not in the first few days or in the first few months. When you take them when they are still young, very young, and they cannot run on their own, they usually get tired, especially on free range. And sometimes when they get tired, some of them may end up sleeping in the grasses while grazing, and they may be forgotten there. And from my experience, these lambs cannot fight when they are being eaten by wild animals. So ensure that you leave them home in the first 2 months before they gain enough energy for you to be able to take them to graze. So at home, what are they feeding on? Usually on our markets, we have a number of suppliers who are selling to us pellets. You can also try and put in some little hay and also a little bit of fresh grass, which has already been wilted or maybe coriander which has been wilted, let them try to chew on that so that it can help them strengthen their stomach walls or stomach muscles. So usually when you leave them home, ensure that at least you give them water, fresh clean water daily, and also ensure that they have fresh clean water on a daily basis. And also you can buy mineral blocks. They are sold in our shops. You put a mineral block or two depending on the number of lambs you are getting that particular time. And on top of that, after these lambs have clocked around 3 weeks to 1 month, ensure that you dock the tails before it becomes so painful. Some of the things we use to dock these tails, some people use fire with a hot iron, which is quite painful. Us on our farm, we use a rubber. We don't use fire because we realized it was quite painful. We use a rubber band to dock off the tails. Farmers watching me, especially in Uganda, are going to wonder, why are you docking the sheep? Why don't you leave the sheep the tails on to wag along? Usually the tails of these sheep are quite huge and they are so big. After a few months of docking their tails, we have realized these are things I observe over time, that vis-a-vis the sheep that have not docked their tails, you are going to see them, that the ones we have docked their tails, they grow so fast. They really grow so fast. They look so beautiful that the fat that would have been stored in the tail is now evenly distributed in the whole body, thus them having lots and lots of energy and also having lots and lots of fat on them throughout. Also, we have also observed that the sheep with bigger tails that were not docked, they are always hard to mate. The rams find it hard to mate with them. So it isn't mating after you have docked off the tails. Also, why we dock off the tails, that we realize that there are quite some parasites that hide under the tail. For example, there is a particular kind of parasite that if not seen, it can easily hide there and multiply to other animals on your farm. And also remember, this tail is quite huge at the back, and there are incidences where a sheep may have diarrhea and you may not realize it. But after docking off, if a sheep has diarrhea, you can easily see it and treat it there and then. Remember, diarrhea kills within 2 to 3 days. So imagine your sheep having diarrhea for 3 days, especially if you have over 100 sheep. So it may die without you knowing. That's the reasons as to why. Some of you are going to say, in Uganda, we don't cut off the tails of the sheep, but things have been evolving over time. You are going to learn from me. Whether local or exotic sheep or the doper sheep, I cut off all the tails now because I've seen a very big advantage of cutting the tails off. During this time, when they are still at home, after you have cut off their tails and they have healed, then you can bring in another stressor, which is vaccination. So don't apply all the stressing factors at the same time, because if you apply all the stressing factors, you're going to stress them too much, and some of them may die or some of them may be stressed to the fact that it may even inhibit their growth. So you can introduce vaccination after you have cut off the tails. Vaccination, some of the vaccination, we don't have a vaccination schedule per se, but we vaccinate accordingly to need. Here at the farm, our number one vaccine that we always go for is for against Clostridium, and we usually use Supervac 9. We have researched, and it helps us in a number of ways. It helps us control a number of infections that affect us as a farm. So we always vaccinate at 3 weeks to 1 month, but usually after docking. And then the other vaccines like PPR, against PPR, stroke, pox, continue after that. And then we also ensure that at 2 months, now we have been training them to eat on their own, we let them out go grazing with their mothers. we let them go graze with their mothers. Something so good about sheep, it is grazing, it is breastfeeding a baby, but at the same time, it goes on heat. It can mate with a male, and it becomes pregnant while it's still looking after that baby. So basically, we are always having babies throughout the year. If you have not tried out sheep farming, guys, please try it out. You'll be so excited about it, just like the way I am. At one time, actually, I was discussing with a friend of mine from Isinjiro. He's called Edgar. I was telling him, I think one of these days I'm going to invest heavily in sheep farming because it is really catching up and it's getting me lots and lots of money. Early this year, I had over 300 sheep. But somebody came from Kampala. He picked half of the herd. Right now I'm having very few. I'm having like 150. But what keeps me so happy that most of my sheep, the ones that remained, are heavily pregnant, and some of them have started giving birth, and you're going to see the twins. They are very good at twinning. They are very good at giving you very good babies. I usually interact with farmers, the land and the ones who are not land, the ones from the villages, the ones from town. Most of us, when we are growing up, we knew animals like sheep, goats, they don't deworm them. But if you want to keep your babies alive, please ensure you follow a proper deworming schedule. Without deworming, you are going to have stunted babies. Without proper deworming, you are going to have babies that you cannot sell off at 6 months. Without proper deworming, babies are going to die. The lambs are going to die. Ensure that you connect with your district veterinary officer or a qualified veterinary officer to assist you design a planning schedule, and also ensure that you keep records every time you do these things, these key activities like deworming, vaccination, docking, etc. All those activities are very key. Always keep a particular book for your sheep. And lastly, ensure that you spray against parasites. These sheep also succumb to ticks. They also get infections like ECF. They get diseases like heart water. Please ensure that you spray. At our farm, we spray our animals, all our animals, on Sunday and Monday, except on those days when it has been raining. But other days, every Sunday, anytime you walk into our farm, as long as it's not the rainy season, it's not raining, you'll find us spraying from morning up to 1 p.m. So hope you have picked up something from how to care for lambs. But if you feel I've missed out anything, or maybe you want to add on what I've mentioned, please put it in the comment section. We are always looking out for those comments. Thank you again for watching Bwogi Farms. I pray this topic has been very helpful, especially for those farmers who are new into sheep farming. Bye-bye.